Hi, I'm going to show you how to create slabs for your texture tiles. Several things we will need. Fishing line to cut your clay, your pen tool, which is a bamboo skewer, a ruler for measuring, and a rolling pin, which I'm just actually using just this spray bottle. It has a nice flat, even edge. You could use a cleaning spray bottle. This just happens to be matte fixative. You could use a plastic cup that's not textured as long as it's flat and not like one that goes up at an angle. You could even use something like this coffee tin. Okay, I'm gonna start. Take my clay, open it up, and remember we're always keeping our clay nice airtight. I'm going to take my fishing line and I'm going to cut some of this off and just straight back for our first slab. Okay, it's just an awkward size, but that's okay. Close this back up. Do not want it to dry out. Squeeze all that air out. Okay, now you don't have to crush this up into a ball. I'm just pressing that one little flap into the other. Now, you want this on a surface that's not your table so it doesn't stick to it, and preferably something that's not shiny, okay, so it doesn't stick as much. So I have this here, and I can already see that it measures almost 4 inches. And remember, we do not want this thinner than 1/4 inch, but definitely not thicker than 3/4. And you can see that this is past an inch. Okay, I'm gonna put that there. And if you've ever done any baking, you know that when you roll things out with a rolling pin, you don't want to do it all one direction at once. Okay, a little this way, a little that way. Remember, we're wanting 2 4x4 squares, or if you chose the circles, they're 4 inch in diameter for that. And see how easy that was to pick up from the table? Flip that over, that a little roly roll. Okay, now for understanding measurements on a ruler, okay, here's from here to here is an inch. The very center line is a 1/2 inch, and if you break this up into fourths, that is 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 4/4, or just one whole. Okay, we do not want our clay to be this thinner than this, so let's measure this. Okay, I'd say it's a little below a 1/2 inch, and that looks good to me. So now we're going to measure out our 4x4 square, okay? And this is definitely longer than 4 inches, and it's a little longer than 4 inches wide. But how this curves is, we probably want a straight line going across, okay? I'm going to look at this, bring it down some, okay, and I can see probably right there, I definitely have the longest portion towards the top, okay? So I'm going to just put a little line before I cut, like that. Then over here, right along this edge, okay, we can see that it goes to the 4 inch mark. Move this up some. And I want to make sure this is square right there. Okay, do the same thing with this end, except, let's see, where's our 4 inch mark going to be? Right here. And I can go down here and do the same thing. And then I make sure it's square. This edge is lined up completely flat with that. I make sure these 2 dots match up there and there. And I'm going to go ahead and cut that. I'm using the ruler to create that flat edge. Let's take this extra clay. It's good clay, you can reuse that. Line this up with that edge. Repeat that process. Okay. And this clay, you could just put that back in your bag. Don't overwork it, just put it back in your bag. And now we have our 4x4 piece for our tile. And you want to make 2 of those, okay? 2 of these. So you'd repeat this process one more time. Now, let's say you wanted to do the circle tiles instead of the square. What you could do, if you do not have a compass to where you can draw an exact 4-inch circle, you could try to find something that's 4 inches across. This is about 3.5, close enough. Or this is about 4.5 inches. So I'm gonna do the 4.5 one. And all I do is, this is just like a Wendy's cup. You see that? I'm just going to put that on there, okay? Have it centered. Let me move this over so you guys can see that better. So yeah, put that on there. You don't want to treat this like a cookie cutter because the edge is really flat, okay? But what I'm going to do, I take my pen tool, have that firmly in place, and I'm just going to carefully go around this edge. And I will have created a pretty good sized circle. Now, I said it had to be 4 inches. That's what you want to shoot for. If it's a little more, that's fine. If it's a tiny bit less, that's fine too. And then I have my perfect circle, and then I would make 2 of those, okay? So there you go. That's how you make your slabs. And then after you have your sketches completed, you can make these, and then we'll start adding to that. Look for the next video.